Rachel played an integral part in live streaming Comcella. She worked as a camerawoman, but there was more to her responsibility. She shared how the master's program gives an edge to the students at Comcella as well. Here, she shares her experience. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Jamin.
Thank you so much for coming for this interview.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really an honor to be here.
It's my honor to have you on this interview. So, could you tell me your experience as a grad assistant here at Rutgers?
Absolutely. It has been an amazing spring 2024 as a graduate assistant for the MCM program. I'm actually one of four people who are graduate assistants this semester,
Mhm.
and we have been tasked with everything from research to marketing to recruitment to outreach. And it's been an amazing experience working with three other people who are also MCM students, and we've really accomplished quite a lot this semester. I'm super, super proud of what we have done, including things like hosting a game night, which hasn't been done in a really, really long time for MCM. And that was an absolutely amazing experience, including others, which I'm happy to share about.
Wow. So, can you tell me a story that, from your experience as a grad assistant this semester?
Absolutely. I can actually think of two really great stories. So I'll start with the first one. The first one is our experience at Comcella 2024, which of course is an outreach to undergraduate students to become communication students. And it's a fabulous event that's run by Mark Beal, PR extraordinaire. And I was lucky to work with him last semester in his undergrad class just as an assistant. And this semester, I was really happy to be part of Comcella in two different ways. One, as a student in the digital media production class, and also as a graduate assistant. So I was actually playing two roles in
Wow.
that one event. It was fabulous. And one of the ways that we really had to come together as graduate assistants for that event was that I had a role to play as a student in the digital media production class. I was in charge of camera number one, and that was very fun recording the bands and all the things that were happening at Comcella. But of course, that meant that I couldn't be at the recruitment table, which is where I typically would be as a graduate assistant. So we had to come together, all four of us. And so we kind of set it up that I would go ahead of time and set up the table and create a couple of flyers. So I was able to do my piece for that event. And then two other graduate assistants were able to come, and they were at the recruitment table for 4 hours with, 2,000 students plus. And they really had a great time there. And then I was able to come in on the tail end and then break down the table and get everything together. So we each played a part, and it was so important that we all work together for the betterment of that event, to show off MCM. Of course, we were there to, try and recruit some undergraduate communication students into the graduate department. And I think we had a lot of interest at our table, and that was a very exciting experience.
I agree. I mean, getting a graduate degree is becoming more and more important today than say like 3 years ago, where students expected that they could get a job right out of college. But now having a master's degree really gives them an edge, and it's pretty important. And I do salute you for your hard work at Comcella, because I mean there must have been so much chaos, like 2,000 plus students, and being like, wow, that is something else. So
It was a wild ride.
I totally agree. I was at Comchala and it was a wild ride. So could you tell me some advice you would give to the upcoming future grad assistants?
Absolutely. And that actually ties into my second story, which is that when the four of us started this semester, there
Mm.
was a bit of a lack of community in the MCM program, just in terms of socially. Obviously the program is absolutely amazing. I sing its praises all the time. I love being an MCM student. But after COVID, I think a lot of things just dropped off socially in terms of forming a community organically and also digitally. We have a lot more digital students now post-COVID. So one thing that we were able to accomplish this semester was opening up the MCM Graduate Student Association Instagram. It had been closed since 2020. Nobody had used it. Nobody knew the password. And so I was able to find the president from 2017. And she was she is actually still an employee at Rutgers, if you can
Wow.
even believe that. So she was not too hard to find, but it did take a little bit of time and sort of some sleuthing. And we were able to find her, and she was able to unlock the account. And since then, it has been absolutely amazing. I feel like our footprint on the campus has taken off. So we've been able to reach out to students organically and also, with game nights, and also then digitally, reaching out to lots of students that we have that are even, some students are based out in California.
Yeah.
And so it's been really great to be able to have just a dialogue with them, whether it's in the comments, whether it's sharing their posts and giving them kudos and congratulations on their accomplishments. That's been absolutely amazing. And I think future graduate assistants should look at that and say, hey, this is a community, and we really need to feed into that and put some time and effort into that, because it really does make a huge difference in the morale for students and
Mhm.
also just the community at large. I mean, if we're going to be happy here just with each other, then we're going to enjoy the program even more. We're going to be able to communicate with each other as students even better. And I have to say that the graduate assistants have been, communicating via email, text message, phone, any way we can. And that is something that a future graduate assistant should just understand, that community is top key. And then, of course, communication is key. We're all communication students. We're actually still learning how to communicate. And it's been fantastic to be able to explore that and be able to reach out and work for MCM in that way.
Wow. I fully agree. Working for and with MCM, with students that are digitally as well as students who are on campus. I mean, that's a wide range of experience that I feel any graduate assistant would love to have, because that is where we're heading into a hybrid setting in the workspace as well. I mean, the assistantship is well worth it.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point, because this is the new norm, right? Which is this hybrid work life.
Yeah.
And so we do have to develop community both in person and digitally.
Yeah,
And this is actually a great way to, step into that in the future for all of us, because this is what we're going to experience when we go out into the workforce.
I agree. Well, I would like to thank you so much for coming for this interview. Thank you so much for your time. You,
Thank you for having me. It's been really amazing talking with you, Jamin, and you're always very easy to talk to. So it's always a pleasure.